I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman, because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Take it anymore. All right. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. This is the, what are we doing here? Whoa, look what I did there. That's amazing. This is the 601st episode of the Political Spotlight. I'm your host, Kristopher H. Bilbrey. It is an amazing Friday evening. It is the first Friday of February 2026. I hope you all had a wonderful day. Hope you all had a wonderful evening this Friday evening, launching into the weekend. I hope you guys are all going to have a great weekend. A lot of things going on. We've been busy here. And look, I bet some of the people here watching or that were planned to be watching or thought they should be watching, or they definitely should be watching, they didn't even know that we would be live tonight. Why? That's because we are generally live only Sunday through Thursday, 5 nights a week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, at 9 p.m. And, oh, whoops. So I've been recording someplace else. Oh, hey people, sorry for that recording. Sorry. Sorry, I was I was leaving a message for somebody, and I didn't mean to be, but that's what's going on. Hey, we're a little discombobulated here. We're a little late, first and foremost. We've had some things going on today. We're not normally here on a Friday, and we're so discombobulated, and things are so out of whack that Kate's not even here. Kate literally texted me or messaged me, let's see here, at about 8:30 tonight, saying, hey, are we still going live tonight? And I didn't see that because I was kind of covered up with some stuff, and I texted back to her at 9:04 and said, yippers, we're going live. So I think she'll sneak in at some point, but she may or may not. So if she doesn't sneak in, then the comments might be a little off tonight, so just bear with us with that. I'll try to hit them. I was getting some of them up as the intro was going, but it is what it is. Well, hello there, Shane. We're glad. Hey, it doesn't matter if Kate's here or not. It doesn't matter if we can't do the show because half of our team's not here. Shane is here, and that is all that matters. Look, Shane's here, and we love it. We're very happy. And the rest of you are here. The rest of you nobodies. You nobodies. We love it. We love it. We love you guys, and we are so, so happy that Team Nobody is in the house. I'm really liking that name. I really, really like it. And so if there are any of you out there being like, what? Wait, he's calling us nobodies. that means you didn't listen a couple nights ago, and you'll have to either listen to that episode or ask. I'm not offending you, I promise. It's a term of endearment here. So welcome. It's Friday. Nothing exciting happened. It's not a very special day or anything. Nothing big happened. There was no major announcements or whatnot. What I am absolutely lying to you. It's been a crazy day. We had a lot of things going on. There were a lot of things happening throughout the state of Indiana and elsewhere. Definitely a lot of things going on politically, a lot of things going on personally. The sheriff of Henry County is insane, but that's just another day. It's not like that doesn't matter. It's just, if you wake up and the sun is shining, basically, if you wake up and the sun is shining, or you wake up and it's cloudy, or you don't wake up in the daytime because you sleep in the daytime and you wake up when the moon is out. If you wake up in any day that starts with an M or a T or a W or an F or an S, any of those days, or if you wake up in a day that ends with a Y, you could be sure that the sheriff of Henry County is going to do something stupid. And we're going to talk about that. So, if I don't know how many of you, I know a segment of you go and click through and look at the description and whatnot. And I know that there are some of you that just don't care. But for those of you that don't look at the titles and you just click, you're like, I don't care what you're going to talk about. I just listen. This is 601, episode 601. It's like starting all over, basically. That's exactly right, Heather, or ends in a Y. The title of this episode is Change of Plans. Change of Plans. We'll talk filings next week and Sproles now, okay? And I'm going to talk about why here in a moment and tell you what's going on there. So, Chris, when are you going to reflect on you getting over 50 people in your YouTube live within the first 20 minutes the last couple of weeks? I'll be honest, I'll probably never reflect on that. And I like some people, here's the thing. So this is the thing that I think a lot of you guys don't. Some people, maybe it's not because if you don't do this stuff, people don't know. So when we go out live each night, we go out live at 9 p.m. We go out on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, and X. And so for those of you that watch on YouTube, you only are seeing the numbers in the corner that are on YouTube. You don't see the numbers on Facebook or X or Rumble or whatnot. We've got a little counter here that tells everybody. And so I've never, ever really ever said much about the numbers because I'll be honest, I appreciate it and I want more and more people to listen. But we routinely have, 1 million plus views or listens, watches in about a 90-day window. So the numbers are there. That's paying the bills. Like, this is how I live. So for the people who are like, well, there's only 100 people watch that. What they don't realize is that's only, 400, 500 people on YouTube. They're not including X, Facebook, Rumble, Twitter. And then at the end of each night, when you guys hear the last little chords of the music and you see the lightning and you hear the thunder and the music, everything shuts down. The minute that happens, I hit download to the audio. The audio poops out a little MP3 little thing. I put it in a little software, do a quick little edit, and then I upload it to audio only podcast. And then it goes out to our home link, which is the political spotlight.fireside.fm. And then it also goes out to Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, about 20 different audio podcast platforms. And that, to be honest with you, is where we get the majority of our listens from people who don't watch but just listen to this. And we want to welcome all of you who are listening to this. So I appreciate each and every one of you that are tuning in, the old people, the new people. And we love it. We love it. We love that you guys are seeing it, and we love that you guys are noticing it. And look, we don't, a lot of podcasts and things, they're like, well, we're going to put you on Patreon. We're going to do Patreon, and we're going to put out some content here, and we're going to put out some content on Patreon. And if you want to get the very best of our content, you got to go pay $5 a month. Enough of all that nonsense. That's ridiculous. Everything that I put out, I want every single person to hear. I have no interest in putting people behind a paywall, putting content behind a paywall, and doing that. I put everything out there. You guys get it all for free. If you feel so inclined, like some people do from time to time, to donate into the super chats, fantastic. But we don't ask you to drop a dime. All that we ask of you, to do is to listen and agree or disagree. That's it. That's simple. All you got to do is agree or disagree. Watch, comment. If you're so inclined, you could hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, you could do so on YouTube. That's our home base right now. You could hit the like button there, subscribe there. It does not cost you $1 to do it. And share the show with everyone you know. That's absolutely all. And we love each and every one of you. And I appreciate that, American farmer. And listen, hey, somebody that watched the Sproles deposition the other day messaged me, and they were I'm not going to drop the name, but it's an elected official. And this person said, I like you. Like, what they were saying is, like, Sproles obviously doesn't like me. This person said, I like you. And I don't even say your name. I don't know that I've ever said your name as much as Sproles said my name in that deposition. And I thought that's so funny to me, because it is absolutely true. So, hey, who was surprised by the weather today? We woke up and we had like 2.5 inches of white powdery stuff outside. It was kind of crazy. I had no idea that it was happening. I had no idea that it was going to happen. So that was a little surprising. It's Friday. If you're watching this live, we are recording this. It's coming to you, broadcasting right now, 9:23 p.m. Eastern on Friday, February 6th, 2026. It's very, very, I bet it's crowded in that studio apartment in Sproles' head. Yeah, you know it is. We're live, and so for all of you that are here live, welcome. Thank you for being here. If you're here via the replay button in the future, we are very appreciative that you're here as well. And we like all of the input. And I listen, over the last several weeks, I have had double. I will tell you, this is what I care about, American Farmer. Not the amount of views, because a lot of people say, oh, he does it for the clicks and views. That's the first thing that someone says about somebody like me. I don't give a shit about that. Like, yes, of course, I want people to listen, and it's better if more people listen because it gets the word out. What I care about is that people are getting involved and engaged. But what I love more than anything is the number of people that are sending me information. It has doubled. And that is what I care about. So if you're among those people that have sent me information, thank you. And I'm going to just be honest. There are a lot of you that send me the same thing. I get message after message after message, but that does not bother me. I appreciate it because one of you will always be the first person that sends it to me. Somebody has to do it. If everybody said, well, someone else is going to send it to him, I'm not going to, maybe nobody would send it to me. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it. And I don't care if it's the first time or the 100th time. So continue that. Keep that up. That's great. Sending it to me, sending it to Kate. We're absolutely happy with that. So when we were here last night, before we got Catherine on the horn, I told you guys, well, both then and at the end, that we would be live tonight. And I told you that we would be live tonight to cover the filing period ending. The filing period ended today at noon. If you are interested in running for the 2026 election and you have not filed, go ahead and take a deep breath. It missed you. You're over. You have no chance of filing now. The only way that you could appear on the ballot in November, you've missed the May ballot. You've missed the primary. The only way you have to possibly be on the ballot and be voted on in this current 2026 election is if a seat has been left empty, so nobody signed up for it, either as a Republican or a Democrat, and you, either as a Democrat or a Republican, want to possibly fill that seat, you could go to the party chairman in your county and ask if that can happen, and they could put you on the ballot after the May election. Okay, so sometime between the beginning of May after the election and sometime in June 17th or something like that. So that's a possibility. Or if you're a libertarian, you can get caucused in by the Libertarian Party. Or if you're going to run as an independent, you can do that thing. So those are your ways. But as far as signing up and going on the primary, that ship has sailed. That ended today at noon. Now, I told the whole wide world, all of you nobodies, Team Nobody, I love that. I really, really, really love that. I really love that. And I'll tell you, it was Sean Byram, the mayor of Winchester, who I fought that helped me come up with the name of my very first audio podcast, Perception is Reality. And I always gave him so much credit for that. And it was actually John Sproles who gave me the idea for nobodies, that the listeners, the fans, the whatever, I don't like saying that word, but you know what I mean. The people that listen, the listeners, are quote unquote the nobodies, Team Nobody. That's so brilliant, man. And then it was, I think, FAFO Felicia who said nobodies, KNOW. Dude, that's hot. I love it. That's amazing. So awesome. So I told you guys that we would go over the filing from Muncie, Delaware County, Winchester, Randolph County, Newcastle, Henry County, Anderson, and it's not, I'm not saying the cities because there's nothing in the city. I'm just letting you people know where we're at. Anderson, Madison County, Indianapolis, Marion County, Portland, Jay County, Hartford City, Blackford County, wherever you wanted to hear from, we would go through them. If the shoe fits, wear it. Yeah, absolutely. But we hit a small snag. We hit a small snag today, and it's partially my fault. No, it's not partially my fault. It is, yeah, right. This is good. Better to be a nobody than a know-it-all. That's very true. I love it. I love it. So, hey, Tiger Shark, I am going to talk about that in just a moment. I will bring that up. The suit and all that stuff. I will bring that up, I promise you. So give me just a second. We will talk about that. Hey, Alva, you're late. Kate's late. It don't matter. Kate's not even here. She's so late, she's not even here. So nobody knew. I forgot that we were going live. I know I knew we were going live, but we've been a little discombobulated. So we hit a little snag today, and it's exactly all of my fault. Generally, what would happen on filing day, on the filing deadline, is that I would be up at the Delaware County Courthouse at 10:30, 11 o'clock, 11:30, and I would wait there until the 12 o'clock filing came in. And then at like 12:05, I would give Rick Spangler, the clerk of Delaware County, a sheet that says, I want all of the filings, I want all the information, I want a record request, I want a list of everybody that's filed. And then I would systematically start firing off emails saying I wanted the same thing from all of the clerk's offices. And I will tell you, most of them are damn good about getting me that stuff like that day. However, ladies and gentlemen, as I've told you, most of the listeners are aware, starting on the 3rd of this month, I have slowly been in the process of moving my location. People think, for some unknown reason, I don't know why people think that this is a basement. On my very last day here, I'm gonna do a thing where I do a pullback and show you what this room is. And then I'm going to show, and we're going to walk down the stairs, and people's minds are going to be blown. Okay? But this is very much not a basement, and it's very much not at my grandparents' house. There are times that I have went live in my grandparents' house when I've been there, helping them take care of something. Literally, there are people that make fun of me for this. Imagine what goes on. Like, we make fun of a lot of people, a lot of politicians, a lot of people that deserve it. Imagine being like the sheriff of Henry County, or some convict from Indianapolis who makes up friends or something like that. Imagine thinking that you're somebody and making fun of an individual for being there for family and taking care of family. Imagine that. Like, imagine what kind of a pathetic lowlife you would have to be to try and make some kind of a joke out of someone who is doing what, it was The Godfather. The Godfather that gave me the absolute amazing line that a man without family, or a man that does not care or take care of his family, is not a man. And that is very true. I grew up in a very strange situation. My parents divorced when I was like 18 months old. My mom and my dad divorced. I have no recollection of them ever being together. It's not like they divorced when I was 10. My mother got remarried to my stepfather, and my mom and my dad didn't hate on each other, and they didn't beat each other up. My families got along. They were high school sweethearts. It didn't work out, but they were very much in tune with each other, and they did what was right by me. And my mom and my dad were very good friends. My dad's parents liked my mom and my stepdad and everything that goes on here. And everybody got along. Everyone got along. And so I've always had a very big family. I've a big family on my mom's side. I had a sibling over here on my mom's side, and we had a large family. On my dad's side, it was kind of we had a larger extended family, but the family on my dad's side was me and my dad, my aunt and my uncle, and my grandma and my grandpa. And it was it. I was an only child over there. So I experienced the best of both worlds. But we had a large family. And the one thing that I can tell you that my parents on both sides have always done is take care of family. You were always there for each other, whatever. And unfortunately, as life happens, my uncle and my father have passed away. And if they were here today, they would be taking care of their parents and helping them out or whatever. And that's just not the case. And so I have stepped up to the plate, and I help them when they need help. And we do things, go to doctor's appointments, and spend time together. Imagine literally cutting down on somebody because they're spending time with their elderly family or their just any extended family and helping family. That's so wild to me. So there have been times that I have broadcast from my grandparents' house when I've been over there, doing something, or we've had a doctor's appointment the next morning or whatever. But this is very much not my grandparents' house. It is an upstairs room, and I will be moving from this room. We are in the stages of leaving this area and taking all of this off, taking all of this down, and moving out of here. And so we've been in the process of doing that over the last couple of days. And so I actually put a picture up on Facebook to show you kind of the area that we'll be working with. Here is the blank space, the very blank space for where, and this is not the whole thing. This is just I have a very interesting thing in mind for how this is going to be. Here we are looking at what you're seeing here is the completely naked studio as you're seeing it here, and we're going to grow this over the next several days. Things are going to change, and it's going to be really interesting to see what we have. It's going to be very interesting to see, but I will tell everyone, and I'm so happy, for the very first time in my life, the studio will be in the lower level section of my new home. So I will, for the first time, be in a basement studio, and it's going to be so crazy. It's going to be so crazy. So right now, we're very much in the upstairs basement, and we will be in the downstairs second floor at the new studio. It's going to be amazing. But to get on with the show, hey, it's a Friday night. I'm supposed to be off. I'm not even supposed to be here today. So we're going to talk about a couple things. I will tell you that the snag that hit me was the move. I've been moving all day, and you guys know what a pain in the ass that is. it'll be the bunker. Oh yes, and it very much is a bunker. I promise. It's going to be wild. I can't wait. I can't wait for the vision that I have for it coming to fruition. So we did hit a snag, and I didn't get the emails sent out to the clerk's offices until about 2:30 or 3 o'clock. And so I knew there would be no way we would have the list. Now, I do have the most latest up-to-date list from the Indiana Secretary of State's office. However, ladies and gentlemen, it still does not reflect all of the filings from today. So instead of going through the filings in this very special episode that I said we would do, we're going to wait and go through those filings next week. So we will be off tomorrow. There will be no show tomorrow. We will then be back Sunday. Maybe we'll do it on Sunday, but I don't even think we'll be able to do it on Sunday because I don't think anything's going to change between now and then. On Monday is when I'll start getting everything in from the clerk's offices. So Monday we'll go through the filings list. We're not missing anything. I'm going to tell you a couple of things that's happened. I do know a couple of crazy things that have happened. So we're going to talk about all of that. But while all of this was happening, something else crazy happened. So we are going to do a John Sproles an episode again tonight. It'll be a Sproles watch, but I also have some other odds and ends that I'm going to cover. I'm going to talk about City of Muncie. I'm going to talk about Madison County for a second. I'm going to talk about some other filings in Henry County. I'm going to talk about some filings in Delaware County, just a spot here and there. So we're going to talk about that stuff. Before we get started, it's absolutely something that we should do. I think the move had me off. I think it's this move that had me just completely out of my mind. Let me see here. And so I think the move and everything going on had me out of my mind. But the very first thing that we're going to start off here, the most important part of this entire show, is everybody and their brother needs to give a very, very, very happy birth month to Brandon Rudd. Brandon Rudd turns some age not today, this month. He very much, like a 16 or 22-year-old girl, does not have a birthday. Instead, he has what's called a birth month. And because of that birth month, it's like a month-long celebration, and he does that thing. No, it's very surprising. He is still very, very, very much with us and doing what it is that he does. I don't know what it is that he does. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he's doing. I have no clue what he's doing. I think he might very well still be trying to fix that weed eater or something. So that is that. But because of Brandon's birth month, we have to do what we do here anytime it's someone's birthday. And so because of that, we will do this for Mr. Brandon. Brandon, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Glenda said no.
Happy birthday, Mr.
So, Brandon, that was for you, whatever the hell it was. Happy birthday, Brando. Maybe one day Brandon can get that. Yeah, if he ever gets that weed eater running, he might appear back on the show again at some point, but he's just there. Listen, my grandfather, talking about my grandparents, my grandfather went through this thing in the last like 2 summers where he bought a bunch of weed eaters and like chainsaws and different things, and we were trying to start them, and they only took this kind of special gas, but every time we would get it working, he would then put this other gas in it and it would just totally rock it. And every time I'd go, he'd like, hey, I want you to start this thing. And we started buying all these other weed eaters, and each one was harder than the next, and it was hard to take off and put on. And so like normally I like the summertime, but I'm actually happy that it's wintertime now because I haven't had to mess with those damn weed eaters. And so that's that. It's crazy. So, though this is very much the show. This is all. Yeah. And he is an engineer. Can you believe that? Some people might disagree and say, I don't really think he is an engineer. What kind of engineer is he really? I don't know. Let's see here. Oh, look, hey, everybody. Hey, Randy, do you want to come on? You could come on and we could talk about your campaign. We could talk about everything that you're going to do to take care of the sheriff, and you're going to be law and order with your purple belt and your karate school instruction from 1989, and he's going to save on gas and not be able to drive cars because like the suspensions and all that stuff. It's going to be great. You are free to come on. We can pull you on and talk about all that, or if you want to wait, it's up to you. We do whatever, however you want to do it. We'll figure it out. Okay, but while he waits to see if we're going to come on with him or not, we will get on to everything else. So, the filings we'll do Monday, maybe Sunday, Monday, probably Monday. However, this afternoon. Okay. The sheriff of Henry County. It's truly amazing that you can have so many idiots in one place wanting to do the same job. It really is crazy. It's amazing how far we've fallen. When used to, you would have like people of honor that were filing to run for office. And, people had faith in them. But we don't have that anymore, at least not in Henry County. So, like I've said, everything that Randy Howard says about Sheriff Sproles, I will agree with Randy. Everything he says about Sproles is true. The problem is everything that he says about Sproles is also true about himself. Stepping to the other side, everything that John Sproles says about Randy Howard, it's all true. I will agree with Sproles in this one instance that everything he says about Randy is absolutely true. Again, though, the only problem is it's also all true about himself. So, like my dad used to say, I've quoted my dad a lot today. My dad used to say there were these certain games he would watch, and I would be like, who are you rooting for? And he would say, I'm not rooting for anyone. I don't like anybody. I just like the game, but I'm actually rooting for the roof to cave in. And this is an election at least between Randy and Sproles, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, yeah, I'm just kind of rooting for the roof to cave in. You know what I mean? Now, fortunately, we've had some other people file, so we won't have to worry about Sproles or Randy winning, because neither one of them are going to win. So it's not an issue. You know what I mean? It'll be very easy. Randy says, "Show me your facts." Well, okay. It's the easiest way to do it. Like, this is the easiest way to do it. Okay. Just three things. Here's this. Randy says, "Show me your facts," and I'll do it like this. Number one, all you got to do is look at the professionalism. Watch Randy's Facebook page. Watch Randy's interactions on social media. Okay? He tries to do things similar to what I do. He can't get anywhere close to achieving anything like that. He comes off like a blowhard, and he comments about this, he comments about that. Sometimes people think he's Democrat, sometimes people think he's Republican. He's all over the place. And he's one of these guys that always says, "Hey, I've got some information, and I'll tell you when it comes out, but I can't say it. Don't say anything now, but when one of these days I can say something," and nothing ever comes to fruition. So all you got to do is look at the words, look at the way he interacts, and as soon as someone has any kind of issue with him, he blocks them. He doesn't like any kind of pushback, and that's not what we need. That kind of behavior cost Henry County money, because Sproles did the same thing. Sproles acts the same way. And I told Randy this. We don't need that kind of behavior in Henry County. That already cost Henry County. So professionalism. Okay? All right? That's right there. Okay? Number two. All right? Number two. All right? Number two, Randy does not have the leadership ability to do what needs to be done. He just simply does not have the leadership ability to lead the department, does not have the law enforcement ability, the understanding or experience, okay? And just simply cannot do it. And number one, and most important, is he's just simply an idiot. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are the three factual points of why Randy is a non-entity, and it does not matter. It's going to be interesting to watch. If it wasn't a serious election, it would be a hoot. What's sad is it's like an actual election for an important job. But he's going to do what he does. John's going to do what he does, and that's that. So that's all that. Okay. Getting back to Sproles, and the most important thing is Sproles' statement today. Okay. Very odd. Very, very odd that Sproles put this information out the way that he did. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch this statement like we do. We're going to go through it, and I'll stop it, and we'll talk about the issues, and we'll go from there. So the first thing that one has to do, if you want to find this, statement from the sheriff, this is an official statement. And now, I don't know what official statement. I don't know if it's an official Henry County Sheriff's statement or if it's an official campaign statement. I'm not really sure which, okay? And I've got a problem with that. We should have a problem with that. And here, I'll explain why. So if you go right here on Facebook, you can see this is my Facebook page. Right here, it says Henry County Sheriff's Office. Okay? Henry County Sheriff's Office. So this is by Sproles' admission under oath in lawsuits. This is the official page of the Henry County Sheriff's Office. So the statements, the paperwork, the posts, the pictures, everything coming out on this page should be official Sheriff's Department business. That's what anyone would expect here, okay? So we click on the Henry County Sheriff's Department page. You see it? Henry County Sheriff's Office. And 6 hours ago, this was posted at 3:13 p.m. We see this video of John Sproles. And we're going to click on this video. It's going to open up here, widescreen.
Hello, my name is...
And we're going to hear what the sheriff has to say in his official capacity as sheriff. Okay?
Hello, my name is John Sproles, and I'm the sheriff of Henry County, Indiana.
True.
I want to take a few minutes today to address the recent blatantly false allegations by Randy Howard.
Wait. So straight out of the gate. I mean, we're 10 seconds in, 11, 12 seconds in, and he's brought up his political opponent. Now, listen, as you just saw right here by this display, there's no love lost for Randy Howard. Randy Howard is a potato. Okay? He is not the right person for the job. A total pace eater, window licker, mouth breather, whatever you want to say. Okay? Makes it up as he goes along. All right? Has no experience. And so Randy's insane. In thinking that he should be sheriff. Okay? No reason he should be sheriff. Completely crazy for having that thought. All right? He's a citizen and he's a registered voter and he has the right to run, but it's nuts that he would think that this is a legitimate idea. Okay? He has no experience. This would be like me saying, I want to go be an astronaut for NASA. Okay? That's crazy talk. So, that being there, I'm not sticking up for Randy here. I'm telling you everything Sproles is doing wrong. First and foremost, on his official page, he is talking Amanda, and listen right now. I am so sad and sick that he used you. Listen to me, please. I do not know if you and your son, your family, have the intentions on suing the sheriff's department, but I'm going to give you a very, very serious piece of advice. If you are thinking about any type of legal action from now on, if the sheriff reaches out to you for anything, please tell him that you have to talk to your attorney first. Please tell him that you do not want him to come down and you would rather him not be there until you can talk with your attorney. because you hit the nail on the head. He came to see you specifically so he could use this information in this video in an attempt to hurt you and hurt your family, hurt your case. Very, very bad. I hate it. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Let's continue on here. So first up, Hatch Act violation. No elected official can use their official position, official platform to campaign. You cannot cross their public servant position with the campaign. Those things cannot cross. And in the first 12 minutes, Sheriff Sproles is on his official page bringing up his candidate in uniform, with county equipment behind him. Absolutely wild. Okay. 11 minutes in.
Who is a known
11 seconds, 12
misinformation
seconds in, sorry.
propagandist. By definition, a misinformation propagandist is an individual, group, or entity that deliberately and systematically spreads false, inaccurate, or misleading information.
Okay. I'm sorry. I got to stop it here. I'm sorry. We are at 26 seconds. And this is something that you'll have to notice. My ex-wife pointed this out. John Sproles. The you in words are not silent. So, like when you say accurate, but instead you say accurate or ambulance. I don't know what you're doing exactly there, Sproles, but pronounce the you in some of these words. Okay?
To shape public perception, manipulate emotions, and advance a specific political, ideological, or commercial agenda. Randy Howard is most certainly a misinformation propagandist.
I don't know about that. I don't know if he's a misinformation propagandist. I think Sproles just likes to say this is something that Sproles has read about and learned about, and they're all over. They are.
Nope,
what?
Not even that.
What?
Typically, misinformation and propaganda are listed as two separate things.
Yeah, that's
Misinformation
absolutely
is
true.
something that is incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
A propagandist is someone who uses information to try to sway public opinion.
Yeah, sway public opinion.
He's done an AI. Let me read you what Google AI came up with when I typed in misinformation propaganda.
This is good, Kate. Good.
A misinformation propagandist deliberately spreads misleading or heavily biased information to manipulate public opinion, influence policy, or serve political or ideological agendas. Word for word, what he said. AI came up with that. You look at the rest of the Google search, evaluating propaganda, misinformation, two separate things. Misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda, fake news. Again, separate things. That is not a term that is used. He made it up.
He made it
up.
He
asked Google, and Google gave him a definition.
And he combined it. Yeah. He's an idiot. And that is great work, Kate. What I was going to say is, wherever that term came from, I don't think Randy's it.
5 minutes flat after having woken up because I laid down and I didn't show up for the show. So, screw you.
No, it's great. No, I love it. I absolutely love it. What I was going to say is, I don't think that Randy's that. I think that Randy's just an idiot. All right, that's it. That's just all. That's all there is. It's all there is. Okay. Now, moving on. Forward ho.
Due to these false allegations, Randy has incited much hostility and threats of violence toward our local law enforcement officers. In law enforcement, Mr. Howard.
Now, I don't Uh-oh, what? I don't know that that's happened. I honestly don't know that that's happened. I don't know. I have not heard anything about Randy, organizing violence against the sheriff's department or whatever. I would tell Sproles that if Randy has done this, then you should make police reports, John. You should file reports, and you should prosecute him. If that's happening. I don't believe that's happening. I think John is lying.
I have a question. How many of these videos have we watched of Sproles talking about how what's being said about my cops is wrong?
Yeah, lots of them. He's been saying them for years.
He's been doing them for years. Doesn't this come up in every single one of them? My police are being threatened. Their families are being threatened. His mama called because she's being threatened. Every single time. And has he ever produced a police report? Has anyone ever been arrested?
No, that's really good. I know that's yeah, absolutely.
Every damn time.
Yeah.
My police are being threatened. My officers.
Yeah.
My officers' families. Every time that somebody speaks out against what's going on over there, against him, against anybody, they're wrong. My officers are great, and my officers are being threatened. But no one's ever been arrested, and he's never shown one damn police report.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely correct. She is spot on. That's absolutely wonderful. 2 questions that need to be asked by every candidate for Henry County. Do you have a problem with the Aryan Brotherhood? Will John Sproles be a part of your administration if elected? That's wonderful. We might ask them if they're racist. I think that would be a good question to probably just ask. I think that would be something that would be, important. So I'm just going down here really quickly because there were people that asked questions like about my thoughts on Muncie and about the Sproles warning and all that stuff. We are going to go through that. Okay. We are going to go through all of that. So please, stand around because we are going to go through all of this. I'm just going through and starring this really quickly because, I wanted to not forget those questions. So I went through and I starred everything that I thought I could see. If you have a question that you want me to ask to answer that's not about this, it's about something else, please put it in the comments and we will get to it after we get through this. Okay, let's continue on.
We don't release public statements until the irrefutable facts of the case at the time are known unto us. On January the 27th, Randy posted a picture of Nicholas Gully II on life support, along with the following message on his Facebook page, and I quote, "Henry County inmate beaten while in Henry County jail," end quote. Randy also stated that Mr. Gully was then put in a maximum security cell for several days and refused medical treatment. He also stated that days after the physical confrontation, Gully was transported to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. In this post, it was also alleged that Mr. Gully was left lying on the floor for days while being refused medical treatment, and that he had broken ribs due to a corrections officer falling on him. All of the allegations by Randy Howard are patently false. I want to highlight all. That means every single one of Randy's allegations are factually completely false.
Okay. Now, I want to say really quickly that he's saying that everything that Randy said is patently false. Now, I didn't read Randy's post. Randy, to my knowledge, was getting information or getting some information from the family at times. I was getting information from the family. The information that I ran on was information that I talked to sources within the Henry County Sheriff's Department. And listen to me, folks. I have been doing what I am doing, this broadcasting thing, in one form or another as a political commentator. I'm not a journalist. I don't claim to be a journalist. I've never claimed. There was about a 6-month window when I first moved back to Muncie in 2019 when I wasn't 100% sure what I was calling this, if it was some kind of citizen journalism. People of Muncie were calling me citizen journalist, and I may have used that term for about a 6-month window until I realized, wait a minute, this is not journalism. This is my lived experience in politics, my information that I'm gaining from my sources that I've made, and people that give me information in the political field, and my opinion. And I consider myself a political commentator. So for the majority of my time doing this, I have been considered a political commentator. I consider myself a political commentator. I am not a journalist. I say that all the time. I have sources because people do respect what we do here. We put out good product nightly, 5 nights a week for years, and people in the Sheriff's Department do talk to me, okay, down there and a lot of other places. So I got information from them. I got information from the family. So the information that I use, and I'm sure that that Randy and I shared some very similar information, and I stand behind the information that I put forward. Okay. And now, could there be slight issues here or there? Sure. And a lot of that's going to have to be looked at when we get all of the information from the Sheriff's Department, where he was, where he laid here or there, what the deal was when he was laying in there in pain. I don't know if he was laying on the floor. I don't think I've ever claimed he was on the floor. I think he was in an area here or there or whatever. The issue is, I know that after he had the beat down, he then was in there for 6 or 7 days before he was taken to the hospital. And when he was taken to the hospital, he was then care flighted, lifelined, however they did it, to the Indianapolis hospital and put on life support. So that's all very real. So unless the ambulance stopped him somewhere along the way and he got beat down outside the jail as he was on his way to the hospital, it occurred in the video. And we're going to see the video. I have the longer video that we're going to watch tonight. You're going to see breaking news tonight. You're going to see longer video tonight. Okay? I don't know what Sproles is going on about here. I don't know what information Randy had or if it was accurate or not. I know Randy covered some of the information that I said, and I know that that was accurate. As far as everything Randy said, I don't know, but I know that Sproles is going nuts here because what he's saying is crazy.
Randy, you should be ashamed of the woeful amount of ignorance and downright stupidity that you displayed in your weak and grossly distasteful attempt to use the failing health of someone's loved one in an attempt.
While the sheriff does that exact same damn thing at the end of this video. You see how similar Randy and Sproles is?
Attempt to further your political ambitions. Here are the facts of Mr. Gully's recent short stay at the Henry County Jail. Mr. Gully's stay is on video camera, as we have nearly 300 video cameras in the facility and a control room attendant that constantly monitors video surveillance and intercom communication with inmates. Video camera footage has been reviewed. At no time was Mr. Gully ever hit and most certainly never beaten by anyone, including jail staff. At no time was he ever fallen on by a corrections officer. At no time did he ever receive any injury while in our custody. He was not transported to a maximum security cell after his altercation with corrections officers, as Randy alleged. He was actually transported to a medical observation cell due to him having admitted to recent drug use and having tested positive for drugs upon book-in. He actively resisted being...
Now, I want to stop here for a second and say this. First of all, off topic for a second. I saw a comment that someone said that during the videos about the Bell situation, there were people threatening violence in the comments. And yes, that happens. Social media can be a dumpster fire. And I agree with that person. I don't think that was anybody from around Henry County or East Central Indiana. That went viral and it took off on a life of its own. And I think that was commenters from all over the United States or maybe all over the world who was talking about like hurting cops and things like that. I do not agree with any of that. Facebook has the ability to remove that stuff. I let that Facebook deal with that stuff. I don't police that content. And if people are doing wrong, that should be adjusted and taken care of, and that should be handled. I don't think that was anything. I don't think I'm going to take that for Randy. I'll stick up for him there. I don't think Randy was saying anything to induce or violence. I certainly wasn't, and I denounce any and all of that.
Being detained in the holding cell in order to be transported to the medical observation cell. That was the only incident during his entire stay in which our corrections officers had to physically restrain Mr. Gully in any manner. The video of him actively resisting detainment has been published by news media outlets. As you have seen, it was one of the most gentle detentions of an active resistor that you can have. I have personally reviewed the body cameras from our officers of that encounter, and at no time did any of our officers ever apply pressure to or get on top of Mr. Gully's body in any manner other than simply controlling and restraining his arms and hands. Also, there is recorded documentation of every time Mr. Gully requested assistance. Mr. Gully was never denied any assistance, and most certainly he was not denied medical assistance. At no time was he ever lying on the floor requesting and being refused medical assistance. In fact, he was provided medical assistance promptly when requested. In regard to the allegation that Mr. Gully had broken ribs while in our jail, on January the 13th, x-rays were taken by medical staff upon a complaint of pain, approximately 4 days after he actively resisted our corrections officers. The x-rays revealed no broken bones and no broken ribs. At no point before, nor any point after the x-rays was Mr. Gully struck, fallen on, nor was any pressure ever applied to his chest, neck, or head area while in our custody. Here is a brief overview of Mr. Gully's short stay while incarcerated in our jail. Mr. Gully was arrested by the Newcastle Police Department on January the 9th and booked into our jail at approximately 10:30 a.m. for trespassing at a family member's house. He was transported to the hospital via ambulance on January the 18th due to a complaint of pain and trouble breathing, not due to injuries. He was released from our custody by a judge shortly after being transported to the hospital via ambulance. Mr. Gully's mother stated publicly that he has had cancer and currently has double pneumonia, a blood infection, a heart infection, and shingles. None of these conditions were evident while he was incarcerated. I have personally been in contact with Mr. Gully's mother and father. I have been to St. Vincent Hospital to visit them and to pray with them. Mr. Gully's physical condition is urgent. He needs our prayers. Our prayers are with Nicholas Gully and his family.
First of all, Sproles doing that is outright despicable. And there's going to come a time where there's going to be a deposition and something's going to happen, and Sproles is going to be like, well, I went and prayed with the family. They let me. They didn't have a problem, and he's going to use that as some kind of bullshit excuse.
I'm sorry. The guy that you think allowed your son to be beaten comes in and says he wants to pray. Are you going to tell him no?
Well,
because he probably, and I'll bet you he showed up in uniform.
oh, I'm sure he did. I'm certain he did. I'm telling you this, they need to absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, tell him no more from this point forward, because that's wild. It's absolutely wild. Now, a couple of things here. Again, keep in mind, folks, that he says here that he was withdrawing. You know, he's in bad shape. He said that on the news. I talked to an individual who saw Nick in jail Saturday. So the day after he was booked and the day before the beating. And they said Nick looked fine. He didn't look like he was withdrawing. He didn't look like he was in hurting. And they totally refute the sheriff's statements. Now, we're going to see a video here of the actual beatdown. It's the small little 20-second clip that the news showed, but it's more. And I don't know if anybody else has seen this. This is breaking news. We're getting ready. You're getting ready to see information here that has never been seen anywhere, to my knowledge, by anybody. It's definitely not been played on social media. It's definitely not been played in the news. So you're seeing it here for the very first time. Okay. I want to say this. I got this video that we were watching because after they released that 20-second clip to the news, I contacted the county attorney and I said, I want that same clip. Okay. And I don't care that I've issued the record request and you guys are working on the record request. You can continue doing that, but I want that clip and I want it ASAP. So I have it. We're going to watch it. The first thing I say, and I want to say here, is the news. I don't know who edited it. I don't know if the news edited it or if Sproles did, but what we saw in the news was 20 seconds and there's a lot more to it. Okay. So that's first and foremost. That's piss poor that what we saw on Fox 59 was nothing. Okay. Number two, Sproles said it right there. There's over 300 cameras in the jail. He went to medical right after the beatdown that Sproles says is not a beatdown. So I'm glad Sproles is admitting that, because when I go into review all this days and days of footage, I better see all that. I better see all of that. And I better see all of the body camera, because Sproles said it's all there. Okay. So I'm just putting that out there right now. I better see it. I better see it all. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. I'm going to show you right now video that has never been seen before. And here we go. Okay. This is inside the Henry County Jail, holding cell 1 on January 9th, 2026. You have a man of color, black inmate here. And then I believe you have 2 Hispanic inmates here. You have a white inmate here. And Nick Gully is right here. Now, he walks over here. This is the restroom, the bathroom over here behind this wall. And I watched this twice, and I watched this with some other people. They actually said, oh, my God, they're showing you he's peeing. It looks like he's peeing, but he is not. I've watched this enough time. He actually puts his hand on the wall, and it looks like he's standing there peeing. I promise you, if he was, I would have blurred it out. He is not. He takes a cup off the wall, and he's standing there. The toilet and the sink are one unit. So the sink is up top, and the water runs out of it. And on the bottom is the toilet where you sit. So he's standing in front of the toilet, filling up a cup of water. He takes a drink, he fills the cup up again, and takes another drink. So don't freak out. I'm not showing you peeing. He's not peeing, okay? So relax. He just grabbed his cup. He's filling it up. You can hear him filling it up. He drinks it. He steps over here. He fills it up again. He drinks it. He coughs. He drinks it. And right here it starts. They're opening the door. They just come through, and I know it's very hard to hear. Very hard to hear. I'm going to put this out unedited. Matter of fact, it'll be out unedited as soon as this show's over. It's out now. They come through the door, and they say, I think they say his name, and they say, "You're going to detox." And he says, "Why?" And they say, "Because you're withdrawing." And he says, "I'm not withdrawing." So listen, that's what the fight's over. They're trying to take him, and they start to put their hands on him, and he pulls back, and he's like, "Well, I'm not withdrawing. I'm not withdrawing." And then he does pull away from them, rightly or wrong, wrongly, he does pull away from them. But I don't think they needed to do all what happened. So here it goes. Now, you tell me, after listening to Sproles' statement, he was never beat. Nothing ever happened to him that hurt him or stopped him from being able to breathe. No one ever fell on him. No one ever struck him in any way. You tell me if Sproles' statement that you just heard, if it's true after what you see here. Quit. I'll chill. I'll chill out. I'll chill out. Quit. I'll chill. I'll chill. But they've got him pressed up against the wall. The bigger deputy, Officer Wyan, Nate Wyan, who's the guy that's at fault for a lot of this, pushes his neck, his forearm up into his neck, and then does it again. It kind of is a swipe blow, knocks his glasses off of his face. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. He said he has a heart problem. I have a heart problem. I can't breathe. She's pumping on it. It's like she's doing reverse CPR. It's very weird. I don't know why you would ever do that to somebody on the ground. Why? You can hear when they're actually pressing the air out of him, because his screams do the thing where if you're going, I told you to chill. I told you to chill, bitch. I told you to chill, bitch. I'm not withdrawal. When they're pressing on him, he goes, ah, ah, ah. It's like, because you can hear it's like pressing air over the reed of a saxophone. If you do that, you'll produce a noise, and that's what they're doing. They're actually pressing the air out of him that you can hear. I'm not with Here's the thing that's been proven time and time again. People say, well, he's saying he's chilling, but he's still fighting. No, his body is in he can't control it. When you're being contorted and pulled and you're hyper and it's all happening really fast, it's fight or flight. You pull back against yourself. You try to get as small as possible. You try to pull your arms in. He's not throwing any punches. He's not spitting. He's not kicking. He's not biting. He's just saying, quit doing this and I'll stop. I'll chill. But when I'm telling you, as a former law enforcement officer, when they are striking you, and I don't mean punching like fist to face, I mean when they're putting their elbow into you and they're putting their forearm on your neck and squeezing you into the wall and falling, your body does things that you can't help. It's a natural, yes, it's a natural response. Can't breathe.
Please, dude. I gotta get hard. I told you I was chill, bitch. Hey, come on.
Here we go down again. Here.
Hey, chill. Let me chill. Go ahead and let your wife go, man. You go forward. I said I'm chill. You stop, bro. Wait a minute. You're actually not getting to work, bro. Now, look at something. Then wait up. God damn. You listen.
Now, what's interesting to me is they don't provide. First of all, we didn't see all of that on the news, and I don't know why. I don't know why we didn't see all of that. That is very piss poor on behalf of either Sproles or the news, somebody, and there was no audio either. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, and that's very bad. And he does fall. He that does happen. But for why they went down the way they did and what they were doing, I don't understand that. I don't know that. I don't know why they would have done that. But I want you to watch this. First of all, why do we not see? They should have followed him from this point. What happens when he walks out this door? Are they just walking fine? Do they have another situation where they put him down to the floor? You know what I mean?
Mira, yo pienso en donde la gente mira, ese puede ir a cualquier.
Now, I want you to watch this, and I'm really interested in what's taking place right out here, because I want you to watch these inmates. This inmate starts to walk to the door, and he starts pointing, and he gets one of them to get up and look. All right? I want you to see this.
No, pero es que yo pienso que mira,
Watch. Right here. They get his mat. They get this.
Y podría cualquier. Cualquier.
Come here. Look. So, yeah. So, to David's comment, where's the hallway video? Well, Sproles and John Guy and Josh Smith and the county attorney Joel Harvey better be digging it out of their asses, because I've got a record request and I'm already coming for it. So, look, I'm not making any accusation. I don't know what has happened out there. Maybe they're laughing at somebody else. Maybe somebody fell down. Maybe somebody made a silly face. I don't know. But what I do know, and I apologize to the family. I apologize to the family of Mr. Gully. I know that this is tough to watch, but it has to be seen. It has to be seen. I'm so sorry that they have to see this, but it has to be watched. And this is the way that we figure out what's going on and we get justice. But I'm going to play this through one last time. And for anybody that wants to see this, I've put this out and I put it together with John's statement. I put John's statement and then I put this video at the end, and you will be able to see this. Okay. So you will be able to see this. I don't know where that's at. I don't know where that's at. Okay, here we go.
Come on, man. I'll fucking kill you, bro. I'll chill out if you quit. If you quit, I'll kill you. Quit, I'll chill. I'll fucking quit, bro. Quit, bro. Quit. Please, dude. I gotta get hard. I told you I was chill, bitch. Hey, bro, come on. I didn't know, dude. I didn't know, bro. Hey, chill. Let me sit up, dude. Go ahead and let that boy go on, man. You go forward. I said I'm chill, you shot, bro. Quit it.
Sure.
Now, look at something. God damn.
So that's it, folks. That's that video. Now, I want to say, I mean, going back
4 days after he actively resisted our corrections officers, that Mr. Gully had broken ribs while in our jail. On January the 13th, x-rays were taken by medical staff upon a complaint of pain, approximately 4 days after he actively resisted our corrections officers. The x-rays revealed no broken bones and no broken ribs.
Yeah, Mary,
At no
very
point
strange.
before, nor any point after the x-rays was Mr. Gully struck, fallen on, nor was
Billy,
any
I don't know.
pressure ever applied to his chest,
Listen what he's saying
neck,
here.
or head area. Pressure ever applied to after the x-rays was Mr. Gully struck, fallen on, nor was any pressure ever applied to his chest, neck, or head area while in our...
Nothing was ever, he was never fallen on. No pressure was ever applied to his neck or his head. What is he saying? Look. Look at his neck and his head right there. Just because it didn't happen on the floor, maybe it happened there into the wall. Look at that big old boy delivering his forearm to his ear and to his neck right here. Look at this. Are we saying that no pressure was placed on his neck or his head here? What was Sproles watching? Yes, Angela, absolutely. Look at this.
I'll fucking kill, bro. I'll chill out if you quit. If you quit, I'll kill you. Quit, I'll chill. I'll fucking quit, bro. Quit, bro. Quit.
Nobody ever, okay, all right. No one ever fell on him. No one ever pressed on him. Look, the one guy sprawled out. Now, bam, he's on him.
Broken bones and no broken ribs. At no point before nor any point after the
Sproles contradicted himself anyway, because the first video he made on this, he said medical staff observed swelling, bruising on the chest before he was taken to the hospital. But then in this video, he says he had no injuries. Absolutely, absolutely. Dr. Catherine Callahan saying this is dangerous if he had blood thinners, if he's on blood thinners. And we know that he's had heart issues. We know that he's in AFib.
X-rays was Mr. Gully struck, fallen on,
Absolutely,
nor was
Amy.
any pressure ever applied to his chest, neck, or head area while in our...
Hey, and they told me, Amy, that the rest of your videos I should be able to go in and see next week. So I'm not done with you guys either.
Our custody. Here is a brief overview of Mr. Gully's short stay while incarcerated in our jail.
Let's listen to this.
Mr. Gully was arrested by the Newcastle Police Department on January the 9th and booked into our jail at approximately 10:30 a.m. for trespassing.
On the 9th. On the 10th, Saturday the 10th, I know somebody that's seen him in there, says he was okay.
At a family member's house. He was transported to the hospital via ambulance on January the 18th due to a complaint of pain and trouble breathing, not due to injuries. He was released from our custody by a judge shortly after being transported to the hospital via ambulance. Mr. Gully's mother stated publicly that he has had cancer and currently has double pneumonia, a blood...
What does that have to do with anything? I mean, he has cancer, so he's more brittle. He's probably not as robust as he normally would be.
In the comments, it says he's been in remission for 8 months. So.
Okay, all right, okay.
And it said he didn't do radiation or chemotherapy, I think it said. That might be incorrect, but I'm pretty sure it said remission for 8 months on the cancer. So that's fantastic news that he overcame that. But yeah, he's going to be a little fragile. Yeah.
Infection, a heart infection, and shingles. None of these conditions were evident while he was incarcerated. I have personally been in contact with Mr. Gully's mother and father. I have been to St. Vincent Hospital to visit them and to pray with them. Mr. Gully's physical condition is urgent. He needs our prayers. Our prayers are with Nicholas Gully and his family.
So that's it. We're not going to watch it again. If you're interested in watching it, you can watch it. It'll be up after this video, and you'll be able to see it. It's called Fact or Fiction, Sheriff John Sproles edition, 2/6/2026, and it looks like this right here. So you will be able to see it, and it is there. It's a horrible situation. I just I don't know. I really hate this for the family. I hate this for Nick, and I hope that everything is okay. None of these conditions were evident while incarcerated, but suddenly appeared immediately on arrival of the hospital. That's interesting. Yeah, it is. It really is. And what's funny is in that statement, Brandon made the point that Sproles is saying, is chastising Tweedledum because he's saying, Mr. Howard, in law enforcement, we don't release statements before we have all of the facts. What? Isn't that what you do all the time? Matter of fact, wasn't that what you just did in the Bell situation, where you said all of these allegations by the Bells are patently false? And by the way, we're going to get all the information and look at it, and I'll be looking at it today and tomorrow, and we'll let you know when we're done. but you made the statement before you did the investigation. So isn't that the exact same thing that you just said to Randy Howard? You know? Let me ask you, Angela or Amanda, are you willing, is it okay? Are you willing to give us an update with how he stands right now, where he is right now, what the deal is, like how he's doing? Total Madness says, I know many health care staff who work in jails. It's not the highest quality of people. Oftentimes, I doubt they can read x-rays. Yeah, Lacey, he literally made a video previous to this one. I don't think he knows what he's saying because he's clearly reading it from something. Absolutely. That's a very good question, Stumblefoot. Why does Sproles get to investigate himself? Isn't that a conflict of interest? Yeah. He did in this case too. He'd look into it. Just a few hours later, he's like, "We're all good. Nothing to see here." Absolutely true. Can anyone contact the ISP to look into this? Listen, hey, the Indiana State Police works for each and every one of us. So anyone is free to contact the Indiana State Police. Now, I will tell you what the state police say. The state police say that if there's a problem with a situation at the Henry County, Indiana jail, you have to contact Sproles. And if they are to investigate this, they have to be called in by the prosecutor of the county. And since the prosecutor of the county is currently Mahoney, and Mahoney has his balls in Sproles' office somewhere, that's not going to happen. I am happy to announce that there are like 7 or 8 people running for prosecutor, and Mahoney is not. So it seems like that problem might hopefully get taken care of very shortly. Let me go back up here and see. Did anybody ever... Let me see here. Think we need to reach out to the media and ask why they don't play the whole video. Absolutely. This video is all kinds of wrong. Yes. Did the family get to file a formal complaint yet, or is Sproles still refusing to take their calls? To my knowledge, that still hasn't happened. So, unfortunately, I think that's not happened yet. So, it's a really bad deal. I can keep the comments coming, even if I can't get to them. Maybe I will get back to them at the end. I do want to go back and take care of these starred responses really quickly, and we'll try to get a little bit of levity in here with this being a very serious subject here. I do want to talk about this for a second. Can we define the difference between a Sproles watch and a Sproles warning? And I'll just say basically the same situation as with a thunderstorm watch or thunderstorm warning, a tornado watch, tornado warning. Really what happens is we're just always under a warning. It's always do or die. Anything's likely to happen. It's going to be real bad. Terror is out there striking at any point. So we are just basically always under the warning. The Sproles watch is what we're doing here to let you know, conditions are favorable for Sproles stupidity, and that's what's going on there. So I appreciate that information there. We definitely got that. We definitely got that taken care of. Okay. Yeah, you said yes. This question I answered. I love that. Now, this is a big question. This rumor has been going around. This information's been going around. So who pays for the $80,000 patrol car Sproles destroyed yesterday? A couple nights ago, as a lot of you are aware, we were doing the Sproles deposition, and I had a bunch of people telling me in the comments that Sproles wrecked a car, and he wrecked a car. Sproles wrecked a car. A car today, Sproles wrecked. And I'll tell you what I did, because I didn't know. I hadn't heard. And when you hear things like that, the only thing that you could do, I can't just accuse him of that. I have to get a record. So what I did was I sent out a what is happening here? I sent out a record request on February 5th to Josh Smith, John Sproles, and Joel Harvey. And I said, hello, all. I'm trying to confirm information I've heard yesterday. Did Sheriff Sproles have an accident in his county vehicle yesterday? If so, was a report made? If so, can you provide a copy of the report and or pictures if taken? Also, was a drug test performed? So I did ask that question. Pretty quickly, I received a response. And I'm trying to find it. Where did you go? Okay. Well, I tell you what, while I'm looking for this, I have to do something else. I want to put this video up for a second, because this is very important, and this is going to be something else we're going to discuss.
County. Huge updates on who's running in Madison County for 2026. Now, here's the clincher. I just want everybody to know, I mean, I've seen some pretty radical things, and everybody knows that when I come out and I do something, I'm generally going to do it that benefits the most people, and that it's going to benefit our community and the people that we serve. So there's several contested seats, and that's a great thing. There'll be some people who are going to get a free pass. Unfortunately, we're going to recycle Rob Steele down here in District 4. It's unfortunate. A great disappointment is that Bethany Keller is not running, so that's a pretty huge. There are 6 people who are running for the sheriff's seat. 6. 2 Democrats. Norm Rayford, I'm going to give him a shout out. I don't remember the other one. And he is a Democrat. And I mean, it is what it is. I'm just shouting it out. And then the 4 Republican sheriffs that are running. You have John Beeman, who will not be getting my support. And everybody will find all that out. You have Kim Stiegel, who has a very good chance. She's a worker. She could outwork them. So there's a very good chance that she could pull this off. You have Brian Bell, who is also a former sheriff. He has a good chance, right? So you got 3. You got 2 over here. Now that already means that several Democrats are gonna be, over here trying to get that contested seat. Now, the final drum roll of all of Madison County, if there is a family who is trying to make a mockery of every officer in this community, it's unbelievable of the audacity of this, but you know what? Kelly Ewer's running her Republican Party. Clearly she hasn't talked to this family, but I'm going to tell you something, Madison County. If he gets this based on his name, this entire county is in huge trouble. and it is Jonathan Culp.
What?
Jonathan Culp.
24-year-old, 26-year-old Jonathan Culp, who's currently a first-time Madison County councilor, is now running for sheriff. Why do we have this crazy grouping of people who think that they should run for sheriff with no experience? That's what we need. A bunch of no-name, nobody idiots running for sheriff and being in charge of all the weapons and the guns. Look how well it's worked out with Sproles. It definitely doesn't need to be happening in other counties. It's absolutely insane. So we'll get back to this. We will get back to this. And we are going to hit the oh yeah, I see. All right, I see that. Okay, so we will get back to this in just 1 second. Going back to Henry County. Sorry for the bouncing in and out. I had to take care of an issue. So okay, going back to my responses. I had sent that request on the 5th to the Henry County Sheriff, the Chief Deputy, and the Attorney, asking about Sproles' crash. And I received a response from Josh Smith and the Sheriff. Josh Smith said he was not involved in any accident. So there you go. He was not involved in any accident. Everything's okay. Nothing to see here. Josh Smith said that. Okay, great. Fantastic. John Sproles also answered the email. Do you want to see what John Sproles said? Let's see what John Sproles said. Just seeing this email, I was not involved in any type of accident in my county vehicle or any vehicle. No county officers were involved in an accident. Okay, so you heard it there, folks. I don't know. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know who mentioned anything about the accident. But apparently they're saying that nothing happened. Now, do we believe them? No. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm going to have to do some digging. I'm going to ask some other people in the county and talk to some other sheriff's deputies I know and other folks, and we'll see what we can do. So I'll let you know. As far as the question right now, it seems like it didn't happen, but and if we find out differently, I will let you know. Okay, Tiger Shark said, do you feel Muncie should be sued over their rule on public comment? Well, that's a toughie. I don't know that anything has happened yet that they could be sued over, primarily because so far they've not really changed. The only thing they've changed is when the public comment is at the beginning and not at the end. And I tell you what a court would say. I'll tell you what a judge would say. I'll tell you what the ACLU would say. The ACLU or a judge will say, are they allowing you a place to speak, a time to speak? And I would say yes. And they will say, okay, then you're able to speak. I was able to speak several times in the meeting on Monday. Several other citizens spoke several times. They didn't stop anyone from, they didn't stop anyone on behavior or wrong behavior. They didn't stop anyone from cursing. They let Audie sign up late. They apparently didn't monitor the time. So all they did at this point was move the meeting public concerns from the end to the beginning. I would rather it be at the end. Honestly, I would rather be their public concerns at the beginning and the end. But as of right now, they've not done anything I don't think they can be sued for. So that's that. But if they do, if they violate my rights or someone else's rights, we will definitely do what we need to do. Total Madness says, what seats in Henry County has no one running in them? I don't know yet. I will know fully on Monday, and we will talk about that on Monday. Mary Nicholson, great fan of the show. Always like to keep it interesting for her saying that because she lives in Henry County, and that means, who knows. So don't go driving this weekend, Mary, because I said, again, you are a friend of the show. She says, let's not forget about the trustee board races when you go over that stuff. Believe me, we will go over it all, and we will not forget the trustee board races, I promise. Carol, the family member of Nick, says, ask for D-Block video. I've asked for every video in the damn place for the entire time. We're going to get it all, I promise you, and you guys will know about it when we do. Moving down here, there was a family response on Facebook. Okay. Do we know where that family response was? I have not seen that because I went online. So can someone somewhere tell me where I could find that family response? Did Kate just send me something, or did somebody?
I sent you some, and Heather said that she sent you some as well. So I'm guessing look in your messenger for Heather's.
I don't know. Oh yes. Okay.
Heather Abbott is the name on YouTube anyway.
Okay.
She says she messaged. I'm assuming she means Facebook. If you're not friends with her, it may be under requested.
Okay, let me look. Because I unfortunately can't accept friends anymore.
Right.
Because I've hit that
threshold. So you'll want to look under requested messages.
Okay, this is interesting because
you've got 18 billion in there, don't you?
Well, no. What I've got is a bunch of people sending me 2 days ago, 200 and 600 West accident. Deputy has hit a tree. Deputy complaining of head pain. Now, that very well could be a deputy town marshal.
Right.
So I will have to look into that, but I appreciate everybody that sent me those pictures, and I will see. I'm trying to find...
AJ Neal, the answer is if it's expunged, yes, just like everything else.
Who?
Can a convicted felon run for sheriff?
Certainly. If it is expunged. Okay, so are we talking about, so when someone says there was a family response on Facebook, are we talking about the response from Jeffrey Gully? Is that who this response is from? Is the response from Heather Abbott? Heather Abbott, do you have a different name on Facebook? Because I hold on. I'm sending you. I'm sending somebody I think is you a message. Is that you? Did I just send you a message, Heather? Is that you? Is this you? Okay, she says, yes. Okay, I'm trying to find. Okay, so Heather, all I see that you shared me was John's comments or John's post. So I have to wonder.
Now, I sent you some screenshots of comments in there.
Yeah.
So you want to confirm both the people posted talk about being family. So I'm wondering if that's what she means or if I missed something.
Well, I'm going to read this. I mean, at least one of these guys has the same name. So Jeffrey Gully says, you know what is ignorant? Your employees grabbing my cousin, punching him, jumping on him with a knee. And then after two grown men twice his size are on top of him with knees in his back, some stupid CO comes and kicks him. Listen here, Mr. Sproles, and anybody else, come do me like that, please. Not all your staff, because some of them might happen to be people I know, I grew up with, but it's the most incompetent group of shitballs entitled, I'm cool, I can do what I want, bullshit. I don't know why you would have to lie. You call another person, my family member, a liar for what she's not lying. You are an effing coward. That is one of the statements. Then another statement from someone says, this is absolutely outrageous. I know my family. Why lie about his medical conditions? Even if his mom decided to lie, which I don't think that's heaven, why would she lie then 24 times that he went back? She had multiple times to place false accusations and didn't. Another thing, why does it matter how many times that he's been incarcerated? Obviously, it hasn't happened before, or at least that we know of, for this to happen to him. I just love how you are contradicting yourself, stating that nearly 300 video cameras in the facility and a control room attendant that constantly monitors video surveillance and intercom communications with inmates. Video camera footage has been reviewed. And at no time was Mr. Gawley ever hit, and most certainly never beaten by anybody, including jail staff. At no time was he ever fallen on by a corrections officer. At no time did he ever receive any injury while in our custody. Obviously, this happened because we saw the previous video showing that he was slammed against the wall, slamming so hard, in fact, that his glasses flew off his face, leaving bruises, and his pants falling down to his ankles. And the best one yet, the officer's cuffs flew out of his hands. How is this safety and security? There are 2 officers on him when he was secured on the floor with force. Why did the female officer join in on the situation? You, Mr. Sproles, stated that Randy Howard should be ashamed of woeful ignorance and downright stupidity that you displayed in your weak and grossly distasteful attempt to use faith healing of someone's loved one in an attempt to further your political ambitions. Well, Sproles, you should be ashamed. You use the family and media platforms to get votes for the upcoming elections. And yeah, both of that is very true. They're both idiots. I don't know what else to say. They're both idiots. Absolutely, beyond all shadow of a doubt. They are 1000% both idiots. That's just the way. Okay, moving on. At what point does Sproles start his own podcast to do daily damage control? I don't think he's capable of doing damage control. I just think here's the deal. He's capable of doing damage. Here's the thing. Let's speak about damage. Here is the takeaway message. This is why all this shit happens. Sproles does not give a damn about hurting anybody else's family, about tearing anybody else's lives apart, about causing pain and destruction in other people's lives. And you want me to tell you why? Because he has done damage, destruction, and torment and damage in his own life. He has torn his own family's life apart. And he's torn the lives of people up that are in his circle. Listen, I would probably go as far as to say he has done irrefutable, irreversible, never to be fixed, never to be the same type of damage to some absolutely incredibly innocent people that never, ever, ever in their wildest dreams or in their mind will ever even know of Sproles. He's damaged these people in ways that I could not even begin to tell you, but I wish I could tell you. I'm just gonna say it. There are some things that I know about Sproles, and there are some look, my dad always said, I grew up with this, and I say it all the time. You can do anything you want to do if you're willing to pay the consequence. And unfortunately, there are some things that Sproles has been involved in, even just in the last 6 months, where unfortunately there are going to be people paying the consequence for actions they had far outside of their control. And the fact that Sproles is able to just live life the way that he does and go on with it is totally different to me. I mean, just I can't comprehend it, honestly. And so the fact that I know that Sproles is willing to do that to people that I assume he cares about, he loves, the fact that he's able to do that to his own life and to his family's lives and to the people around him that he cares about, if he's able to do that damage to them, it's a walk in the park, allowing all this other shit to happen to your life, to my life, to everybody else's life. So just keep that in mind. And as far as him doing damage control, there ain't no such thing. Just all damage, all day, all the time. Sproles, 24/7. Then okay, the information about the family. He is the same, except he's now has a trach with a vent and a high fever. So he's still I assume that means he's still on life support. And that's it's been a long time. My thoughts and my prayers are with that young man and his family. That's traveler's insurance is traumatized. Yeah. It's astonishing how many people buy his bullshit time after time, crazy bootlickers. Yeah, that's true. Sounds like the DA of Henry County is trash also. Yeah, absolutely. Prosecutor there is just full. Just completely crazy. This is I shouldn't say, I should just let it go, but this is also a teaching educational thing. So while it's the same thing, DAs and prosecutors are the same thing. In the state of Indiana, we don't have districts. We have circuits, and so we don't have district attorneys. We have state's attorneys, and they're solely just called as prosecutors. But I'm nitpicking. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I apologize. I try to make sure people are. Listen. The reason I do this is because someone's gonna talk to somebody at some point, and someone's gonna say DA. And you're going to be talking to somebody in government, and they're going to be like, look at that. The DA, we don't even have a DA. So I try to tell people, and it sounds like I'm being an asshole and being like a grammar Nazi or something like that. I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to be like a political Nazi. I want to tell people the truth. Channel 4 News report said that Sproles stated that there has been no complaints in his office in 3 years. Yeah, can you believe that? That's just nuts to me. Absolutely insane. Yes, they are giving him nutrients through his nose because they said he wouldn't make it through surgery for a feeding tube. That sucks. The new insurance will likely hate Sproles soon enough and be being traumatized too. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I've just got 2 quick other things to say, and then we're gonna get out of here. It's been a long night. It's been a long last 3 days. Thank God we're off tomorrow. Okay. I've really put the work in. We've been missing a day or two, a day here, like for the last several weeks, because it's been busy and shit been going on. We've really put in the work this last week. So I just want to tell you, number one, and we'll talk about this next week. It doesn't matter when we talk about it. They arrested the second guy. They arrested the second shooter in the shooting situation that happened in December. the guy, the fleeing guy, they arrested him. He's been arrested for felony murder and robbery, burglary, that kind of shit. And I continue to have people asking me, like, wait a minute, so did he shoot the guy in the back? I don't know if he shot the guy in the back or not. Let's pretend like he never had a gun. If he never had a gun and he was just there looking and then he took off, he would have been arrested for felony murder. Because if you engage in crime with another individual and that other individual hurts somebody and that person dies, just because you were there, you will be charged with felony murder. So that's the reason right now that he was charged with felony murder. Songer could have shot the guy and it could have all been him, but and that would have been, in my opinion, a good shoot. And the buddy is still going to be charged with felony murder, even though it was his buddy that died. He was part of that, and a person died. So that's how they got it. We will talk about that more in detail next week. The last thing, the last bit of news that I want to drop on y'all before we roll is this jokester, Douglas Walker, Doug Ass Walker, wrote an article talking about the Muncie City Council meeting that occurred on Monday. It just absolutely floors me. The article says citizens remain upset over changes to the Muncie City Council meeting. Just nuts. Nuts. A month after changes were announced in the way Muncie City Council would conduct its meetings, some local residents remained rankled this week. One of the procedural changes announced at the City Council meeting on January 5th was to have citizens address the council at the beginning rather than the end of the monthly meetings. So many citizens showed up to speak at a council meeting on Monday, February 2nd, that the council didn't even begin to deal with items on the published agenda for more than an hour. The vast majority of commenters offered criticism over the meeting changes announced in January by council's new president, Republican Jeff Green. Local resident Rita Faulkner referred to troubling new meeting rules that discourages public and democratic participation. Several of those addressing the council expressed unhappiness over the reduction in the allotted speaking time from 3 to 2 minutes. Most maintained citizens' comments should be made at the end of the meeting, not the beginning. Green did announce Monday that one of the new rules would be set aside. Those addressing the council will not be required to provide their street address. I don't want to give my address to a Republican group that has MAGA followers, one man told the council with a 5-4 Republican majority. Despite Green's announcement in January that foul language would no longer be used at council meetings, two speakers on Monday used profane reference referring to cattle feces. I guess that means bullshit. The bullshit, okay? It goes on. One speaker urged the city council members to get ICE out of Muncie. Muncie and Delaware County law enforcement officials have said they are unaware of any recent efforts to find unauthorized immigrants locally. Muncie resident Audie Barber, a frequent council critic, on Monday warned Green, "You know the consequences you'll pay if you try to shut me up. You're not a king," Barber told the council president. "You're not Hitler." In part because of the many speakers at the outset of Monday's meeting, it lasted longer than 3 hours. Much of that time was spent discussing an ordinance proposed by council member Nora Powell that would revise the method used to place items on the council agenda. In October, a resolution mistakenly appeared on the agenda after it had been withdrawn by sponsor Dale Basham. It was removed after Basham said he had not asked for its return to the agenda by Mayor Dan Ridenour's administration, said that the addition of the resolution to the October agenda had been the result of a misunderstanding. There were proposals on Monday to change Powell's ordinance to require the city controller to approve the items being submitted for the council's agenda. However, such suggestions failed to win approval. Council members indicated they would start over in efforts to address related issues. That's a really good idea, Josh. When we get moved into the new studio, we'll have to start something like that up. That's a really good idea. Thank you for putting that up. That is definitely good. That article is laughable. I mean, just truly, truly laughable. It's bullshit. Ooh. It's cattle feces like this why no one reads the Star Press any longer. Douglas Walker couldn't report his way out of a paper bag. It's just nuts. He talks about how the issue with Basham, like, it just really wasn't an issue at all. Walker even went so far to call the incident a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't an accident. It was done on purpose. There was intent. They intended on that to happen. What they didn't intend on happening was Basham not going along with it. And that's what caused the problems. And the fact that Doug Walker can't just be honest about that is nuts. It's crazy. Not sure if it's true, but a lot of people are saying this. A lot of people are saying what? Are saying what? Total madness. P.S. This recently, he was billed a school in the last year and it fell apart. People are saying he sold it and didn't tell investors and they came collecting. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's a very good possibility. Yeah, I hear that. I've heard those rumors, but I don't know. Just going back to that, it's ridiculous. I did talk to several people that said they were there during the Monday meeting and that they would be back and that they would each bring another friend. So I'm hearing that it's supposed to double next month. So I'm hoping that we can keep the meeting going for 6 hours. That's my goal. It was 3 hours in February. It was like an hour and a half in January, 3 hours in February. I want to shoot for 6 hours in March. And let's just see if we can keep it going. And then lastly, I'm so sorry about not getting to the filings. We will get to the filings. The one filing that's the big shakeup to me is that Jonathan Culp in Madison County is running for sheriff. That is so flippin' stupid. I'm glad that you were able to hear Catherine talk about that. I know it was right in the middle of the Sproles stuff, but that's crazy. Jonathan needs to do his term on the council, and he needs to not be. He's been campaigning while he's also been committing Hatch Act and violations. So, we need to deal with that. We will talk about all the filings next week, but I want to end. I've been thinking about my dad a lot in the last. I'm getting ready to move, and I've been digging through shit and finding stuff, connected to my dad. I've been thinking about my dad a lot, but I really thought about him today. My father had this proverbial expression. My dad was very zen, just kind of very, very strange with his comments. Very intelligent man, but he had this proverbial expression that he would use at his workplace. My dad owned his own company. He was the owner of Muncie Tent and Awning, and Muncie Tent and Awning was a staple of Muncie business. Muncie served the city of Muncie and the Midwest since 1910. My dad was only the fifth owner in all of those years. It was a family business. But he had this proverbial expression that he would use whenever miscommunication caused a problem. And his expression was, we must have let our idiot talk to their idiot, or talk to your idiot. And we always used to say that. I say that a lot. But I believe that this totally encapsulates the motto. I think that this is the motto for the 2026 election cycle. Our idiot is running against your idiot. And I think that is spot on. The filing period ends today at noon. Be sure to tune in to a very special Friday episode. We didn't do that, obviously, but this election, just remember, when we're duking it out, we're fighting it out, it's not us, me versus you. It's him versus them versus him, and we're watching it. It's all fake, and we are here, and we need to somehow do better and get through it. But we will, and I see that there, Stumblefoot, and it's kind of interesting how that works, man. But all right, folks, you guys take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you for being here on this very special Friday night. We will see you back Sunday for episode 602, God willing. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and please keep me in your mind, because I will be moving this weekend, and God, it's horrible. So while you guys are having fun and doing your thing, I will be doing shit work. So, all right, you guys, thank you all very much. Appreciate you. And we will see you back again soon. Goodbye.